Baby, it's cold outside.
Now when I see you, I always see the little kid pictures of you now and how much Aiden looks like.
What's your handle, particle?
12:30.
P-A-R-T.
ICLE.
L-E, particle, what?
12:30.
12:30. Alright, you guys ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
Go to the graphic.
That was creepy.
Shows up. I don't have any audio. You're on camera one. Not sure you have any audio.
Hey everybody, welcome to FCN Prime News, this Sunday edition. I am your host, Tresene. I am here joined with two of the people of FCN at the same time. We've never had this before. We've got Jaco, Is It, and we've got Heather H. Dub here on the Sunday edition. So excited to have them both at the same time because I enjoy talking to them.
Are you excited?
Yes, I am, because first of all, you haven't been on an episode of the Sunday
It's
edition
been a minute.
in a minute.
Yes. Also, my name is J. Cole. My handle is J. Cole.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
That's
All right.
right. Quite all right.
I'm sorry, Jaco.
Once again, a white man has to correct everyone.
Maybe I should give you the boot now. No.
Told you weren't excited to have me. Yet here I am.
Here you are. But they're not here just to be token white people on FCN. They've got great commentary and input on today's subjects. We've got quite a few for y'all today. But first up, we are going to talk about a highlight of Twitter this week for black women, which was Meghan Markle and her being selected or chosen, as we say, by Prince Harry, and them being engaged, and how a lot of celebration about having a black princess in the, I was about to say White House, Lord, in the, what do they call it in Britain? It's not their White House, what do they call it, you know?
The
palace?
monarch.
The palace? Yeah, like I was going to say the castle. But
Yeah, the palace. There we go.
That's all wrong.
We're not good with words today.
Yeah, not words. This is random, but if I were to be looking for something, I would look on the pop desk. Just randomly. Anyway, go ahead.
What? Okay, got it. All right. Okay, the palace. That sounds nice. That's where princesses go. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
in the palace with the prince.
All right. I think there were suspicions that they were going to be engaged, or suspicions that they were even dating, right?
Yeah.
And then it came out later that it was confirmed.
Oh
that
yeah, they
were.
were talking about it for a while. You know, media and whatnot. Like there have been hints thrown for quite some time.
Like over a year, I think.
Has it been?
It's been a long
Yeah, I
time.
don't pay that close attention
to it,
celebrity dating. I care less about who's dating who.
Why?
Well, I'm not a celebrity yet. I'm not dating any other celebrities. So why would I worry about that? I can worry about who I'm dating.
Okay.
Right?
That's a good
or
point.
who I want to date.
Just bah humbug.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not acceptable for me not to care about
I
celebrity dating?
I guess you are a man, so that makes
Ooh.
sense. That
Okay.
I see how this
the-
episode is going to go.
You see how she automatically insert herself into that minority so that she can get out of the white folks and get into a minority group. That's cool.
That's a good strategy.
Cool. You are a
But
woman.
I am a woman, so
Here you are.
That's a good strategy. That's a good.
That's all I got, really. I mean,
that's a good strategy. Do you know what kind of? I'm not gonna say. Maybe I should say bothered me about the reactions from Black women Twitter is how they just went in on, we got a Black princess, we are in the palace, this wedding is gonna be so lit. And I don't think I've ever heard Meghan refer to herself as
has she referred to herself
Black.
as anything? Like how much? Like I've seen her on Suits.
Yes.
I don't know what else she has done as far as acting goes. I hadn't heard of her previously to that. So how much public speaking has she done? Has she ever addressed this issue? Have we seen?
You know what? I've seen a couple of clips of her on video, and she does not deny having a Black parent. She embraces having a Black parent.
Okay.
I've never seen anything where she is trying to pass as white. She even talks about her experiences being cast, you know, and she talks about how she's never assigned a race being cast. She's always going other, ethnically ambiguous. But she fully embraces her mother. Her mother is, you know, African American or Black American. And I've never seen her deny that side or try to hide it.
Okay.
Or I do see her embracing it, but I have never, not once, seen her refer to herself as Black.
Okay. So what perspective are we talking about here? Because if we're talking about from the perspective of America, Americans look at you as Black if you got Black in your heritage.
Anything.
So
Even a
she's
tiny
Black.
well, England is just as bad, if not worse, with their blatant racism, especially in the media. They've been calling her straight out of Compton.
Yes.
They've been terrible to her.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
They've been awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't see a problem with certain communities saying, yeah, there's a Black person in the palace. Now we had a Black person in the White House. Now we got a Black person about to be in the palace. How many more walls we got to conquer? Oh wait, infinitely more. Okay, but you know, the palace was on the list, right?
All right, so you're saying it's cool that the Black women were like, we are going to racially draft her into Blackness. That's what it's going to be. Even if we know here that having one drop makes you Black.
Whether she allowed herself to be in the draft. Put herself,
She hasn't commented on it, has she?
No, I not at all.
I didn't get to watch the clip, but there was something about like you can be more than other. Like
whose clip?
From Meghan Markle. Like she's doing like a
right.
TED Talk type thing, and she's like, you can be. I'm more than other. I wish I had watched it. I didn't realize I was going to be on air today.
I did read a part of the article because she said that she was in grade school, maybe middle school, around in there. And there was a project or something, or maybe it was a test. And she went home and was like, hey, I went to go mark what race I was, and I didn't know which one to choose. Like, she had a conversation with her father about it. And so I think that's where that came from, because she's like, do I mark other? Like, why should I have to choose? And then why am I now being designated to other?
Yeah.
So I think that's, part of where that came from. I feel like I don't feel like she feels that she should have to choose, and that she feels fully confident that she is of mixed heritage, because she does refer to herself as mixed race all the time. I don't think I've heard her say biracial, but she says, I'm of mixed race. She has not chosen, and I don't think she ever will.
See, so is she in a position where she can do that? Like, for example, someone of your complexion does not have the opportunity to make a choice. So, your identity is going to come with your skin. Yep. Whereas her identity comes from kind of who she actually is.
Yes.
She is an actress. She is, whatever she's done, that's who she is. Whereas you have to be a Black woman. That's just who you are in this country.
That's absolutely
this
right.
world.
That's absolutely right. That's right. I think it's even supported too by the character she played on Suits.
Yeah, her dad was black on show.
That's right. And I think that supported her too, in even how she operates and not wanting to claim one or the other.
We got a comment.
Yeah.
So we have a comment from Facebook. One former guest, Miss Jantina Anderson.
Yay.
First of all, she wanted to let you all know it is called the Royal Family. And we were stumbling around trying to figure out what you call these people that occupy the palace.
The palace.
Okay.
What did you call them?
We didn't call them
We
anything.
just said palace.
So,
Thanks, Jantina.
her Royal American expertise said it is the Royal Palace. Secondly, Jantina says, but with the changing population of bi/multiracial individuals, whites are co-opting the other box /multiracial box. So the one drop rule is changing for the larger society. That's a
Holy moly.
So if I'm understanding that correctly, there are groups of white people out there who are searching for that other in them so that they can identify as some sort of minority. Do we think that's what she's saying?
I would tend to agree with that. I can't speak for Jantina. Maybe she will say something more to that. But Trezenae once said to me that the census has changed to include Latinos of African descent to classify themselves as black, and the whiter Latinos to classify themselves as white.
Right.
So again, I'm always speaking about the book Working Towards White. I think that is like the fair skinned of your ilk should classify themselves over here with us.
Right.
That's how I would take it.
Okay.
A Sunshine Moss on Facebook has chimed in. Sunshine Moss says, I picked the other box. And Jantina is saying they are searching for ways to ensure they remain the majority.
The majority.
There you go.
Bam.
There you go.
Yes.
There
Yes,
you
ma'am.
go. Thank you so
Jantina.
much, Jantina. Yes, that is so true. To make sure.
So what do you think about that?
About
basically white people who are seeing the shifting of everything, and they're saying, we gotta stay the majority. So we're gonna rewrite the rules.
I think it's facing the reality again that, like he just mentioned, that whiteness is a construct, right? Like as we see it today, it's still very new, the whiteness that we have now, and it's like, how do we keep that we have created for whatever we created it for, oppression, racism, all that supremacy? How do we keep that majority? And I agree. You're just like, okay, we see more melanated people happening, but let's claim these ones to keep us as majority. So I agree with that. I agree that is what's happening. Big time. Big time.
It's so layered. It's so layered. But, overall, I don't want to say it doesn't matter. Because it does. It absolutely matters because people make it matter. So I don't agree with the approach of, well, why can't we just all be dead? We are not. And if you as a white person are saying, well, why can't we all, then talk to your grandfather, talk to your dad, talk to the CEO of the company that you're a part of, and tell them, hey, this is how it needs to be. Until you are having that conversation, then don't come over into this space and say, oh, we should all just love because you feel put out, because you feel left out. And that's, I think, a majority of why white people react the way they are, because they are, again, as Jantina pointed out, they are the majority. We are the majority. We are the majority, and a lot of white people don't like the thought of not becoming that anymore. And Obama, boy, he drove that home with his presence in the White House. This reactionary, putting Trump in, and now we've got white supremacy back into the forefront of, hey, it's okay to let people know that I'm this. And so I feel like that fear of white people saying, I don't want to, be irrelevant. I want to stay in control, drives a lot of this. So on the other end, I think it's okay to say, well, this person's black, I'm going to celebrate that blackness, even if it's this much, this much, this much.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things that I found to be, well, it's sometimes funny because it represented in memes, but was still important were all of the pictures of Prince Harry and his affinity for black women. So they would show all the times. Yeah, y'all could be related. Red hair. Yeah. All
He's
the time.
a ginger. He is.
There were so many pictures of him mingling, talking, greeting with black people, and the look on his face and his demeanor when he was engaging with black women. And, you know, I found that to be funny because you've been caught on camera. You know, clearly you like what you like. And how much did Meghan's skin tone and presentation of blackness play in your ability to choose her? Right? So if you could have chosen someone else, another black woman who, like you said, cannot be ethnically ambiguous, would you have chosen her? And it made me wonder how much of Meghan's presentation played a huge role in you even being able to be like, her, I want her. And I know I can bring her to the palace.
Introduce her to the royal family.
Andrew, we're listening, Jantine. We're using our new vocabulary. How much that played in that. What do you guys think about that? Any thoughts on that? Any thoughts on the memes?
The memes are hilarious.
I don't think I've seen those. But what I can tell you is that, and I've had so many conversations on this, a lot with the revolution, talking about relationships. People, I mean, just about anybody that anybody picks, you are trying to present something with your pick.
Right.
Like, even on a low level of, you know, I want this person to be, you know, this is a certain level of beauty or a certain body type or whatever. Look what I got. People do that, both men and women, on every level.
I would agree with that.
Pick for a purpose. And it's when, you know, you're able to get to a certain part in your mind that you can just pick someone who is going to be your partner, right?
Okay.
But even on that level, you still have to have some sort of attraction. There's got to be some sort of something. So majority of the time when people are choosing a mate, they are picking with a thought of what is everybody else going to think. So I think it's very normal. It is not surprising if he was like, man, this is as close as I can get and not be, I want to say excommunicated, but that wouldn't be right. Not be, you know, given the silent banished from the royal family. Stripped of my titles.
But he can do anything he wants anyway. He's not in line for the throne. He's like it didn't matter.
Yeah, but he still has a family that he has to answer to. I mean, people care about what their family thinks, and he is. I mean, I cannot imagine. I know the fear I think of when I'm on this, and we've got a few people watching. What are they thinking about what I'm saying? This man has the whole world looking at him.
Wow.
His whole country looks at him and has obviously judged him harshly for who he chose to marry. That comes into consideration. That you're not human if you can get rid of all of that and make a decision. You are superhuman.
Yeah, I was just having a conversation this morning about the politics of choosing who you are going to be with. That it's very political. It's more than love. It's more than that. There's so many other considerations to think about when you're choosing a partner or a spouse. And so I agree with you that no one's just going, I just love this person. You're thinking about all of those other considerations. With that in mind, do we have a comment? With that in mind, I want to turn that on the other side of the coin, where other than black women being really happy, we got a black princess, it's going to be great. But I saw a lot of comments going, this gives me hope that I too can have a white prince, right? Maybe they said white man. But I'm just going to say white prince, someone to come and swoop me up and give me my crown and I live happily ever after. And if I might add, without getting hate mail, that many of them don't look like a Meghan Markle, right? That thing, am I getting producers? I don't know. You know, you're not particularly light skinned. You definitely don't present as being ethnically ambiguous. You may not have the best body. You might be short and stout. None of the presentations that would be necessary to get a prince, right? We all know the story of Cinderella, and he announced the ball. And listen, them chicks was like, I got to get the best dress. I got to get my body fit. I'm going to listen. They were doing everything they needed to do to look the part of getting that prince. And I kind of was like, what? Are y'all delusional? Are you delusional that you believe that you can get a prince of I'm sorry, am I going too far? I literally lost it. That I saw so many black women believing that this instance gave them hope that they could get a white prince. I'm sorry, I'm still a little bit in disbelief. Black female Twitter.
Okay, let me help you out there. You have comments on Facebook, again from one Miss Jantina Anderson. She says, colorism is real. Harry knew the queen wasn't gonna accept a Lupita, so Meghan it is. I don't believe he picked her because she is biracial. I believe it was influence, his design to pursue her as his wife. Desire, not design. Then she goes to say, I also believe he truly loves Meghan. And then we have a comment from Miss Janelle. Please don't write anything mean, ma'am. Cicel, C-I-S-S.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She says, right, like this was the ultimate dream for her. I believe she was agreeing with you in your statement about Meghan's dream of being in. So,
I have, on the other side of the coin, let's talk about black men's reaction to this. Oh my goodness. I have a bro-tub man on my timeline on Facebook who has been giving Meghan Markle and all the women who were applauding this all kinds of hell about, oh, you're just going to marry your oppressor, way to go. And he's posting all these stats, all these pictures and memes and these big lengthy discussions. And it's just, I don't know what's wrong with him. I need him to get a hug from someone. It's really bad. But he's got all these other guys on these posts she can't find a brother. She can't do this and that. And it's like, let people love who they love. It's okay.
That same reaction, only way harder, came at Serena when she married that Caucasian gentleman. I feel like, because I was going to mention that anyway, that would be more of if you want something that you can, this gives me hope.
That's more relatable.
Serena is beautiful, dark skin, and she got a white guy. And if that's what you're looking for, if that is your choice, then that would give you more hope than a Meghan Markle per se.
How so? Why so? Yeah.
Well, because again, if you're saying that the people that were saying this were darker skin, then Serena is darker skin. That is more of a relatable. I understand it's not prince, princess, but there really, how many more princes are there in the world?
I think he's a billionaire.
Yeah, because he's also
he is a billionaire.
So he's probably got more money than Harry.
Definitely has more money. Definitely.
I mean, priorities.
Yeah, he's got money and ability to make more money because he's a tech guy. So I don't know. I'm not gonna really touch on your tangent. I'm gonna let you have that one.
That's right, Jacob. So smart.
But I understand the discussion of let's live in reality.
Yes, let's live in reality. Because at the end of the day, even as Serena is dark skinned and she is gorgeous, she is also a celebrity status. She has an amazing body. She's smart, she's outspoken. She has a career that is still upper echelon. You know what I mean? She plays a sport professionally for a living. Like, not many people are up there doing that. And so it puts her in a different category, like a different social sphere. So I agree with you. Let's live in reality.
This whole Meghan Markle thing is just reinforcing the Walt Disney fairy tale type thing for people. That's not real life. This doesn't happen.
That's right.
This is a one-off.
What we got?
2 comments. One from the Reggie Mathis. He says social media is where the hurt people go to hurt people.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what he says.
Ooh.
And then Ramon Javier Benitez says, nah, that is bullshit. White men call Serena a man and all sorts of derogatory comments about her shape and looks.
Absolutely.
That is so true. They
Absolutely,
sure did.
they did. And that's why I feel like women can be more relatable to her because she has gotten that real life attack on black women.
Okay.
And she is what you described her to be, and yet they still went in on her. So,
I think that was a good conversation.
yeah, I do want to comment on that. I wouldn't totally dismiss what black men are saying on this. Maybe a presentation is wrong, but you know there is reality in that too.
What's that reality? Because I think I had a similar thought when she was sharing.
The reality of, you know, joining your oppressor. You know, maybe some white people aren't oppressing black people, but if on one end, the African American community right now especially are speaking very loudly about being, you know, not appropriated in culture, in style, what have you, and as far as saying, you know, recognize us as a group, as a culture that matters, the more dilution of that, the more white people can say, oh, well, see that example, it's not bad. It's not bad. You could be like that person. You could be like that person.
Yeah, I got something to say.
Yes. What's that? The revolution.
Yeah, we got a comment from the producer today.
The peanut gallery.
Go
We got
right ahead, sir.
a live comment from the audience.
Well, so I'm listening to this conversation, and it bothers me because we always kind of skirt around the issue of dating and, you know, black men, white women, you know, like it's very funny to me how many people that I know, let's talk from the black male perspective, right? How many black men that look just like me who are not, I'm just under 6 feet, right? 5'11", I'm just under 6 feet. I'm not light skinned, I'm not dark skinned. You know, I'm basically average. Like, you will lose me in a crowd of black people, right? If you're really dark or if you're really light and if you're really tall, those are the people that are looked at, right? So I have been told in my lifetime that, well, you know, I want a light-skinned person. I want somebody, like, I've literally been told this by women of my ilk, of my ethnicity, that I wasn't good enough.
Right.
That didn't stop me from, oh yeah, F black women. I'm going to go look for a white woman. That never stopped. I'm going to go find a black woman that wants to be with me. Okay? That's that point of view. But I think that, let me say this, and I want to say this to be very clear about it. I believe that black women, and you all can come for me, I don't care. I believe that black women have had more anger towards black men and dating white women because they are not afforded the same opportunities to be chosen by white men the way black men are chosen by white women. The stereotypes set up for black men help us. Black men are stereotypically
that's true.
are seen as having big penises as opposed to white men,
Right.
and good lovers, and we have these amazing chocolate bodies,
Right.
and right, where black women's stereotypes
Are
work
negative.
against them.
Yeah.
The only thing that you have for you is that you're sexual, but guess what? Who has that in spades? Asian women.
Right.
And Asian women are more fetishized by white men than black women. You all are seen as aggressive, opinionated. You all have a lot more negative stereotypes. And I think that nobody's going to come out and say, they're like, I wish a white man would choose me the way white women choose black men. And, you know, I'm trying to wear a white face, and I'm doing all the white activities, and I'm participating in all the white spaces to show that I'm breaking the stereotype to be chosen by a white man. And those are the women that you're talking about on quote-unquote black Twitter, who want to be chosen.
Yes.
and who work really hard in those spaces to dismiss and dispel the stereotype.
Yes.
That is it.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I agree with that.
yeah, I think on that note, producer might want us to go to a break.
Yeah, I agree.
I love that. Leave that there.
And we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about a music video that is taking everyone by storm in its presentation and its lyrics.
It's amazing.
Ready for that?
Yes.
Welcome back to FCN Prime News, the Sunday edition. I'm glad you guys have stuck with us so far, and if you're just now joining us, we have quite a bit of things we're talking about. This particular segment, we are going to talk about a music video that has been going around on social media called I'm Not Racist, with artist Lucas Joyner.
Lucas Joyner, yep.
Joyner Lucas.
Yes.
Is it?
Joyner
It's
Lucas.
Joyner Lucas.
My bad.
Yeah,
Yep.
my bad too. That's been going around. I think we have a clip of that,
You have
or
the whole video.
the whole video
Oh.
that we're going to watch together before we dive into a discussion about some of the issues and social commentary that he's making in this video.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. Well, pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. Alright, look. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. And I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living off free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals? You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait. It's like you proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight. And then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face. You can't escape problems. You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom. My boy's been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the cloud. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, studied the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god, oh my god. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rot in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect, you gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too, he ain't white no more. It's like you wanna be so famous. You'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on, take that do-rag off. Take that gold out your mouth, quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police will stop killing you fucks. So what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist, but there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish that I knew yours. I'm not racist, I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers, that's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just cause you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. That when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not infected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga. I'm sorry, you can never feel my life. Tryna have faith, but I never feel alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Tryna find a job, but ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes when I ain't making no dough. You think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit, this the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people, that's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the 2-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama, I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump and I was payback for that. I'm not racist. I never lied, but I know there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praised Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died. Nigga, die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracking within you. Hatred all in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now. Treating everybody how you want in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die or not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes so we could change lives, so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building, but split into both sides. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding. Agree to disagree, we can have an understanding. I'm not racist.
Okay, yeah.
Let's get it. Come on.
Where do we start?
Start with that comment from the Reggie
Yeah.
Mathis.
Oh wait, shoot! It just disappeared off my screen. Ugh. All I remember is that it started with it was fuck this good people on both sides bullshit.
Yes.
Unquote.
Yes, absolutely. So can we talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
When I first saw this video, that was pretty much my first kind of reaction to it. Like, so the quote in there, they say, you know, I wish I knew your side of the story. You know, the problem is there's a disconnect between. No, there is not a disconnect. There is not a disconnect. The white people like that, and the vast majority of this country know and don't care. That's what it is. They don't care. So it's not well, I just kind of need to understand black people barbecue. I don't know why he brought that up.
Oh my God, listen, I'm still confused.
Why did he bring that up?
I do not know.
They don't need to know black barbecue. They know black people are inferior to white people. That's all they know. And I'm saying they because I don't believe this, but this is the vast majority of white America. That's what they know. That's what they believe. So there's no disconnect there.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I'm like, at the end of the day, you know, there are advantages that white people have in America, that this country was created to set white people up for success with these advantages, and on the other side of that coin, for everyone else to be disadvantaged. There is no this is what it is. And if you truly believe that there was a disconnect, it would require you to say, I'm going to let go of all these advantages that I have to make this equal. And listen, ain't nobody doing that.
That's not happening.
Listen, there's been times I've gotten plenty of advantages being the smart geek girl in the classroom, and I saw other people getting poor treatment and was like, you not messing with my A and all my privileges in here just because I'm going to advocate for you and your bad treatment?
Yeah.
That's real. Like, I've seen it. Like, people don't let go of advantages they have to help. They don't. It is not. It's not human nature to do that.
Right.
It's not.
So I want to address, first of all, I don't know who this Joyner Lucas person is. I from the comments in that thing, there are people who know him. I guess he's done other stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's black or white.
He is black. He released some great song, sorry that I don't know, in 2015. He's 29 years old, signed to Atlantic Records. So he is black. I think this is probably his second major huge hit.
I feel like he was more on the let's present the white aspect of this.
Yes.
In his, you know, from the white person's rap. And, you know, he went in on the, well, this is why white people don't understand the N-word, because this is what black people do with it, and da-da-da-da-da. I watched a very fascinating video today that was sent to me by a regular FCN viewer, Deion Sims, about a college student at a thing, and I cannot remember his name now, but it's a writer for The Atlantic, really good writer, and he was speaking, and she asked, what do I say to other white people when they're using the N-word? And
was that a video?
It was a video.
Yeah.
And some of the points he brought up were so good. It's like, for example, if you two were talking and you were like, bitch, da-da-da-da-da, I would not come in and say, bitch, yes. I'm not doing that as a man because I'm not part of that group. Right? I am not going to come into, and I grew up in Gary, Indiana. I was almost always the only white person in the room. And I am still not going to come into that room and be like, hey, you know, this, and this, just because I know them. That's not part of me or who I am.
Right.
So it shouldn't even be explained. If black people don't want other black people to use that, that's a conversation to be had within that community. It's not up to white people to say, well, you do this, so you don't even care about yourself.
Quit trying to justify everything.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw that video with the N-word, and I think the crux of his argument was, why is it that white people always need to come in and conquer and take what's other people's? Why do you even want to say that? Because you're inherently always going in to conquer and take what other people have to use it as your own.
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yeah, I can never pronounce his first name. It's Coates is his last name. Yes, that's all I got. Yeah, exactly. Like, he's like, I wouldn't do that, and why would I want to? Yeah, because I think he used an example similar, like my wife and his friend, her friends, like, he's like, why do I even want to come in and use that word? Like, I don't.
The example I was using is from him. He talked about the word faggot.
Yeah, he did.
And he's like, I don't have to say that. Like, if it's a gay person within that community and they're using that to empower what they're doing because they're taking the negativity away from it, that's fine. I don't need to say that. So on this video, I don't see why white people were given a perspective at all.
You know what? I'm going to have to disagree with that a little bit, because even in watching this video, I did like hearing the presentation of all of the arguments and thoughts of white people, because even though the actor that they chose to do this represents the working class, right? You got the thicker white guy with the belly. He looks like he's blue collar. What? He looks like he's blue collar. He works an hourly job. This is not somebody who uses their brain so much that he doesn't have a desk job, right? And so even though they chose that, I'm like, this still represents beyond the Trump supporter. These are arguments you hear all the time on social media or wherever about the feelings of Black community. You looking for a handout, can't you help yourself, all of these things. And I do appreciate that perspective being presented, because the other side of the coin for me in this video is, number one, the response of the Black guy was terrible, it was poor. Like this platform could have been used to craft much better arguments and presentation of Black feelings and thought about the racial climate. But at the same time, I'm like, listen to what they're saying. And while it may neglect the fact that white people have certain advantages and we are disadvantaged, there are still things that Black people as a community are struggling with that we aren't dealing with. And one of the things that when I was watching it, I noted was community. That many other ethnicities and races understand community and what that is, what that looks like, and what that means. And while, again, we are still impacted by the issues of slavery and all of those remnants, I think we still are struggling with understanding the power of collectivity and community when it comes to economics, social ills, politics, all of these things, that isn't there. And I'm like, if you just listen to that perspective, you can glean that we do have some issues as a community that we can work out within ourselves, even while dealing with being disadvantaged as Black people. You have a comment?
I do, but you were really, that was a much more weighted thought that you had. We have a comment on Facebook from a Miss Starla K. Mathis, host of the Scandal pregame show here on FCN, and you can check out her website is starlakmathis.com. Yes, where she does a lot of great things, where she blogs as being a mom and a beauty blogger. She's an excellent person. She said, I don't know why I gave that much, because what she's going to say next. Like she's gonna say, that to Whitey, and she doesn't. She says, in the video, he mentions he worships Tupac. He missed the whole civil rights movement to shed light on. So I think that she's really speaking in conjunction with you all, as saying about it being a poor response and certain things were missed. If I could speak for a comment.
You don't have a comment?
No, I'm good.
Well, I wanna respond to your comment, and this is not my thought. I heard this said by someone else, but I took it and I thought about it, and I agree with it. So this gentleman did kind of a reaction video. I saw it on Facebook. Revolution was watching it, and he said, should the Jews have gone to Hitler and said, let us understand you?
Yeah.
We want to understand your perspective. No, fuck Hitler. We don't care what he thinks. And why should you? You, as a Black person in the Black community, do you not know what your problems are? I'm asking you.
I know, you know, I think that's getting into I do feel that I have a grasp on it. With this music video, I feel like it's a different audience, and I'm wondering if they have an idea of it, because even with the presentation of Blackness in this video, you have someone who's in jail with braids, like that.
So that's a good point. Who is the audience of this video?
It's white people. This video's for white people.
Is it?
I feel like it is.
Which white people?
The white people who are wearing that "Making America Great Again."
So they're gonna listen to a rap song and say, "Oh, that's an interesting perspective."
I think I saw it on my timeline. Those people did listen to it
and said what?
Yeah, what were the responses?
They thought it was interesting because I shared it. They thought it was interesting.
These
they were
are
like,
people who think the same way as the guy in the video.
Assuming from knowing them their entire life that yes, they do believe that.
Okay.
And even still, if the audience is the MAGA, whatever,
those
audience, you know, then that Black response was whack.
Yeah.
That was so whack. Oh my God, I'm getting crazy. I'm so sorry.
Okay, real quick. There's the Reggie Mathis. Reggie Mathis on Facebook, on our live cast on Facebook, has commented, the worst part of this video is that it presents one man to give the viewpoint of a segment of the white community and then combats that by giving a very specific type of black male to speak to the entirety of the black experience.
Yes.
This is merely promoting the status quo for blacks in America. This video is absolutely for white people, and when he's speaking about what the video for, and it was made to become viral. Absolutely, I totally agree with that. Easily digestible for the masses. I 100% agree with that.
So then, what change does that affect?
I don't see if it does anything.
Joyner, what's his face, goes viral. He gets a career.
Is not like it should have been a, you know, if you pick him, I don't think that black response was the black middle America response. I don't think it was like, dude, you don't know that I pay my taxes, that I pay my insurance, that I take my kid to school every day. You know, like, it wasn't a Reggie Mathis. It wasn't a revolution. It was not, it was a response from a kid that's talking about Kool-Aid.
Yes, like,
and it was, you know, I want to be very honest here. I was offended by the response. I think that there are more middle of the road black men. Go ahead.
So let's address that. You decided to take the minority of the minority and use that as a representation. You're saying that you have for both of them.
Yes.
You're saying that you have. Okay, so you think that that's the minority of the white side also? Because you have this guy who is a hood person, I guess, is represented as, you know, that, and, you know, because of some of the things he's talking about Tupac instead of. So this is the representation that you want to say, hey, you just need to understand us. How about we address the fact that, hey, that is such a small aspect of our community. We have so many black people who are out there who are living normal lives just like y'all. Why are we not addressing that? Why is that not a topic that
that wasn't going to get views?
But let's go beyond views. Like, okay, so he wants views, but at the same time, there was a purpose behind this. He could have done something else for views. You know, I mean, you got rappers out there who are getting more views from just talking ignorance in rap, right? He wanted to make a social commentary with this. So why did he not address the full?
That I don't know. That, I mean, if he was trying to address the fullness, the response from the black response would have been completely different, because barbecue wouldn't have been mentioned, Kool-Aid, like, those are so trivial, nonsensical in a response. It would have been much better. It would have been even more layered. It would have been written better, more, I almost said more well, like, would have been written better.
Would have been the betterest.
You know, I'm even thinking, you know, even with the choices of the two characters you chose to be in this video could have been different. They both could have been women. You know, there was an act. It could have been a white woman and a black woman, and they could have been of middle class. You could have kept the same lyrics for the white man for a white woman. You could have done a series.
So like a trapped in the closet.
Trapped in the closet, exactly.
Political.
Only political.
But didn't this just come out?
Yep, it just came out.
So maybe he's got this. Like,
yeah,
maybe he's got bigger
get
plans
them lyrics
for
approved
this.
first.
We'll
You
see.
need it.
So Starla K. Mathis said, I avoided watching this video on Facebook and just viewed it for the first time on the show. And I was offended. I clutched my pearls several times. He thought he could pull Chrisette Michelle and bring us together. Fail.
Yikes. Because
Fail.
that is a huge fail. Chris, that's a huge fail. Oh boy.
Yeah, I still disagree with who he's speaking to. Not that he's not speaking to a white audience, that he is, but that it affects change. I just don't see.
Yeah, I don't think it's meant to change anything.
Yeah, it couldn't. And again, because of the response of the black, it couldn't.
So I guess I've had enough white bashing for today.
All right. Any other comments, Ravo?
Nope.
None. All right, we're gonna take a quick break because we still have another good topic to talk about. For those who watch SNL, the ladies of SNL did a skit called "Welcome to Hell" as a commentary on sexual harassment and all that's been going on. So we definitely will delve into that. So we'll take a quick break and then we'll be back.
When I mix a record, I want to make sure that everything is sonically pleasing to the ear and everything has its own space. I know it looks easy, but this is years and years of hard work.
I love my old lady love me. She be driving me crazy, no place that I'd rather be. She's a beast in the kitchen, she fix breakfast in bed, and there's no competition. She's the best with the head. She keeps
Scooch,
swizz off. Yeah,
Sticks, we got one.
straight up. Talk to him, Gucci.
I ain't thinking about these bitches, but they thinking of me. Richest nigga out the hood and they know I'm a G. Every king need a queen, so I got me a queen. We one hell of a team, I'm the man of the dreams.
Most people will only respect what you do when they try to do what you do and fail at it.
I'm not racist. Like the first one.
When I mix a record, I want to make sure that everything is sonically pleasing to the ear and everything has its own space. I know it looks easy, but this is years and years of hard work.
I love my old lady love me. She be driving me crazy, no place that I'd rather be. She's a beast in the kitchen, she fix breakfast in bed, and there's no competition. She's the best with the head. She keeps
Scooch,
swizz off. Yeah,
Sticks, we got one.
straight up. Talk to him, Gucci.
I ain't thinking about these bitches.
This is our hometown, we'll show you around. Welcome to hell, now we're all in here. Look around, isn't it nice? It's a full nightmare. Ain't it so cool, playing this Guess Who? Yeah, it's a lot, but it's what we got. Welcome to hell, hey!
Oh, and this ain't a girl group, we just travel in a pack for safety.
This is how I walk home at night.
My dad gave me a pink gun, so there's a lot there.
My little trick, if someone's following me, I put my arm up like this and I go, ah! Cause then he'll be like, she's not worth the trouble.
Welcome to hell, now you're in our boat. Look at that guy, what is he up to in that trench coat? It's like a maze here, all full of boners. Hey, what was that?
Phew, just a cat. Wait, who owns the cat?
Could be a trap. Welcome to hell, hey!
I guess it begs the question, whoa, why didn't you say something, baby girl?
Well, dang, Double Daddy, we definitely did. For hundreds of years.
Oh, man. But I guess no one, cared.
Because it kept happening again.
What?
And again.
Really?
And again.
Oh, come on!
Hey, just wanted to say, I think what you guys are doing is really cool. I get it. But you do know that it's like 1,000,000 times worse for a woman of color, right?
Oh my God.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, let's get back into this.
Now, House of Cards is ruined, and that really sucks. Well, here's a list of stuff that's ruined for us. Parking and walking and Uber and ponytails, bathrobes and nighttime and drinking and hotels and then nothing good happens in a van. Welcome to hell. Welcome to hell. This isn't news. No, not news. Our situation's been a doof since we got booze. I got 2 booze. That's why your mom was always so tired. Always so tired. Grab all your friends, mace in our hands.
Oh boy. Can I tell you, I did enjoy the Spice Girls presentation of this skit. I think that was, I won't go as far as saying genius, but I did enjoy that they chose like a music video of Spice, like a Spice Girlish, to talk about what it feels like in sexual harassment in the world.
They're not wrong.
What do you mean when you say they're not wrong?
The examples they gave were like what you have to do: walk with your keys between your fingers.
Yeah, the one where you act crazy.
Yeah,
so that you're not worth the trouble.
That's a good one.
I'm like, yes. Listen, there have been plenty of times where I might be walking dark by myself, and I will do things to purposely let them know, not worth the trouble. Sometimes it's something as subtle as looking them dead in the eye. Hey, how you doing? That don't want her. That there's no fear there that I'm smelling. Let me go to someone else. You know, something as small as that. So I appreciated that when she was walking around crazy and like start scratching and talking to yourself. Like, I'll skip over her. But I thought it was good. What are your thoughts, Jacob?
I mean, I thought it was a hilarious skit. I love the message behind it and the way they presented it. I think it's great and horrible that because of everything that's going around, Saturday Night Live ran this skit. It makes me wish they had done this before. They are supposed to be a show that's always kind of on the forefront of, you know, subversive comedy and, you know, political talk and reaction. And for just now to be doing this skit, it's like, okay, you guys are late to the party. But the fact that they did it is great still. And it was a funny way to show, like, damn, you know, all because of what Kevin Spacey did, you can't wash house cars, but guess what we can never do and what we've always been struggling with. So I liked it.
Would they have been able to do this before all this went down? Because the point is like, you guys, men are mad that they're saying all these things on Twitter. I can't even talk to a girl anymore without the fear of losing my job or being attacked. I can't do this. I gotta watch this. And they're like, yeah, welcome to hell, mother.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. That's a little personal there. Like, welcome to this world where you can't wear what you want, despite saying that we should be able to wear, you know, like that you can't do this, that you can't go out too late at night, that you got to have the, you know, triple, quadruple buddy system. It's not even good enough just to go out with one person. Like, you're having to do all these little things. Welcome to our world.
It's life.
Yeah, so do you think they could have done it before, or just it would have been a different message with the same topic?
It would have had to have been a different message because just now, this is a response to, you know, male reaction. So in that sense, you're absolutely right. They wouldn't have been able to do it previously. So that was well timed.
I like that they included Matt Lauer's little button in his office.
Oh, yes. That was sick.
I know.
I feel like this was a deal that your boy struck behind the scenes. Like, let me give, Lauren Michaels said, let me give these women his voices, because, come on, man, you can't tell me that man ain't never did nothing creepy.
He's like, they ain't coming for me.
Yeah, you cannot tell me he's never done that.
Right.
So, he might be like, oh, okay, guys, ladies, you can do this, sure.
And
go right ahead. Don't talk about me.
They could have pitched something similar and had it shot down. Just
right, and that's why I would blame Saturday Night Live.
Right.
I'm blaming the women who did it. Saturday Night Live, as writers, as producers, should have been at the forefront of this.
You know what? I'm going to agree with that. And I think from the issue of we're all talking about the men who are doing this, and oh, it's horrible, and everyone's being called out for it, you know. But no one's talking about the systems that enable this to have happened, right? So even let's go back to the Matt Lauer situation where this dude had a button underneath his desk. And I saw a tweet, I'm so sorry, sir, who, you know, said it, I can't remember your name, where he was like, I do electrician work for major companies. This was a commercial building. And there's no way in the world that this was a do-it-yourself project. Someone had to sign off on you wanting this type of capability. And so I'm like, how come no one's talking about the enabling of people being able to do this to women and men? Got a comment?
Yes, I have two from the Mathis family. Starla K. Mathis said that was bad. Sorry, not sorry. I believe she's talking about the skit.
The skit.
And then Reggie says, this is a very good one. Reggie's not that Starla's wasn't. I hate the way. Okay, so Reggie says, imagine being so privileged that not being able to masturbate in front of your female colleagues is hell.
I can't say anything to top that.
Yeah,
like,
the Reggie Mathis wins.
Literally.
Yeah.
That much privilege.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn the luck.
Like, what? I can't block people in my office.
It's not okay?
Like, what? I can't reprimand them if they don't want to do me? Like, what?
So I can't whip my dick out anymore? What the hell?
Hey.
What the hell's wrong with this world?
On that note, you guys got anything to add?
I do.
Nah.
Starla, let us know why that skit was so bad. You said it was bad. Let us know what that is. But I do have another comment. One is Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie Jones. That she's not in this skit. Mm-hmm. And then she comes in and is like, hey, don't you know that it's 1,000,000 times more worse for women of color? Mm-hmm. And then everyone goes, oh, yeah. And can I just be honest? Please don't come for me, y'all. I'm like, how so? How so is it 1,000,000 times more worse for women of color? And the only thing that I could think of first in even asking myself that question was believability.
Yep. That's
right?
what I was thinking.
Being a credible witness, not deserving it because we're over sexualized. That was the only thing that I can think of. And I think even in that going, oh, they treated that real quick in that skit. I'm not going to say it was glossed over, but it definitely was like, bloop, bloop. Okay, back to us performing as the white ladies. I don't know. Did that trigger any thoughts when you guys saw Leslie come in and do that at all?
Yeah, my thought was, wow, they kind of glossed over that.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think the 1,000,000 times difference is who's protecting black women. Because white women are still getting some sort of protection. Because when these things come out, it's a different thing when it happens to a black woman and to a white woman. We talked about that on this space before. So, who is that cover? White women have some sort of cover somewhere.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Starla says it was too cheesy for my liking, and then the Leslie part was so small. So I think that's what she was saying.
Okay.
She's agreeing
Okay.
with you all there that because it felt like a legitimate last minute throwaway, like it was an afterthought.
Yeah.
It really read like an
It
afterthought.
absolutely did. Like Leslie's like, something's got to be said on this.
Okay. Thank you, Starla. Appreciate it. Now that's all I got on the Welcome to Hell. Anything else?
No.
No.
I think I'm done.
Revolution?
Nope.
All right, cool. All right, well, with that, we're going to wrap up the Sunday edition. Thank you all so much for joining me at Trezene, at JCoIsIt, and at Particle 1230.
Very good. Yes, you got it.
Yes. On this episode of Sunday edition, as always, we love it. We love y'all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always being with us. And do we have anything we need to promote? Anything we need to say? I think we do.
Oh.
Yes, we do. What we got coming up? The 12 Days of Christmas list.
Yes.
FCN, we're going to start counting down some best of topics. We've got top 10 lists coming starting December 12th.
Yes,
7 p.m. every day from December 12th to 12 days of Christmas, discussing, turning over, counting down.
You are not going to want to miss it. So put it in your calendars, put it wherever you need, and subscribe to our YouTube page, The Fifth Column Network. Search that in the search bar, thefifthcolumnnetwork.com. Subscribe, but make sure you got your notifications on, because trust me, you are going to want to be a part of the 12 Days of Christmas list when they're happening live. So do that, and we will see you tomorrow. No, tonight for the Walking Dead pregame show. For all the Walking Dead listen, you don't even have to be a Walking Dead fan to watch this pregame show. It's that entertaining. So make sure you tune in for that tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Reggie Mathis is back as host.
Yes, he's back. Yay! We'll be
You're too excited about that.
What? Oh.
You did a great job, Jacob.
No.
With that, we out. We love y'all. See y'all next time. Bubble guts, y'all.
Oh.